All right. Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. I hope you can hear and see me well, and I hope that we've had our lunch, no, and ready na ta for this afternoon's session. So, welcome once again, everyone, to the last component for Caed 500, which is your component C. So, this time, we will now be focusing on the mock interview, the process, no, that we go through for our mock interview. And so, we are also going to include topics that are beyond the question and answer portion of the interview process, no? So para holistic talaga yung ating information when it comes to applying, no? So the whole set na talaga kasali na yung ano isusuot natin, ano yung do's and don'ts when it comes to what we should wear to an interview. All right, so hopefully you guys will be able to pick up some very important notes as you will be using this information for your mock interview, which will be scheduled next week. So more information on that later on, but for now, help me welcome our speaker for this afternoon. Of course, we have no other than the most capable Vice President now for External Relations and International Affairs of the university. Please help me welcome Sir Ray Castro. Sir Ray.
Thank you very much, Katie. Good afternoon to our Caed 500 students and welcome to our componency session. As mentioned by Kate, this is a continuation of our session last time. Last time we have discussed about how are you going to prepare a winning cover letter and resume. And we started talking about how are you going to ace in your job interview. We focus in that discussion about the substance of your response, no, to the job interview. This time we're going to continue that with another important element in your job interview, which is the nonverbal communication. Okay? Sige. So let me share my screen. Stop sharing. Ano maning na naman ko diri napita. Okay. I hope guys you're doing good. And show. All right. So and show, let me start with the first slide. Share screen. And then, sige. Okay. Sadali lang ha. Kadali lang. So we're going to talk about nonverbal communication, equally important indicator in the determining which of the applicants, now which of the candidates are confident to the position, no? All right. So there are three sets of cues important in job interview. Please remember this. No, number one is vocal, second is the physical appearance, and third is body movement or gestural. So let's discuss this one by one. No? The evaluation of your nonverbal communication starts as soon as you walk into the company's lobby and continue until the interview is finished. If your nonverbal communication skills aren't up to par, it won't matter how will you answer the question. So as I mentioned last session, last component B, we discussed about the substance, no, of your answers. How are you going to structure your interview? What should be the proper way of responding to different type of questions, and which area of topic, no, that you need to concentrate and touch, no, in your answers when you're responding to interview. This time, it says here that there's also nonverbal communication. So Caed 500 students, when you're in a face-to-face interview and the moment that you reach, no, in the company's lobby, you have to be careful and you have to be cautious because sometimes these companies have installed CCTV in their lobby, and while they're waiting, no, for your turn to be interviewed, they're in a separate room and they start evaluating your nonverbal communication. So you have to be careful about that and you have to be cautious on that now. Nonverbal communication is driven by someone's emotional state and instincts. So, why is it that you acted that way, your gesture, and the like? Depends more on your emotional state, no? On your instinct, on your feeling. So kung medyo nagkurog ka, medyo balisa ka, no? Medyo sige ka luhag-luhag, sige ka adto sa CR, that only shows that you are intense, no? You are not confident, 'di ba? Kulba ka, nakuyawan ka, no? So how you're feeling, like nervousness and not very confident, you'd be more likely to fidget and avoid eye contact. All right. So, not fidgeting and concentrating on the eye to eye contact with the interviewer are very important. And if you're not doing that when you're in a job interview, it only shows that you are not confident and that you are nervous, which is, which is a demerit in your performance. The interviewer's reaction to job candidates are strongly influenced by the applicant's appearance, all right? Studies show that persons who are attractive and appropriately dressed generally receive higher ratings than ones judged to be unattractive or inappropriately dressed, all right? So after all, your appearance, the way that you carry yourself, the way that you dress, no, are reflection of your personality and of your attributes of your characteristics, all right? So therefore, the it doesn't follow that you are not a good looking person, you cannot be look good, those are two different things, no, being a good looking and looking good, all right? Even if you're not good looking, but you can still be a looking good person, all right? Okay. And even if you're a good looking person but you look tidy and you look unprepared in a job interview, that's another thing, no? Therefore, an interviewee must be credible. In order for the applicant to form a positive impression, you must have self-confidence, attitude, and positive personality traits. That's why, students, I'm excited for our activity this afternoon. We're going to have a mock interview and we'll listen to you. No, don't be afraid to volunteer, to participate in our mock interview because in that sense, you are building confidence. No, you are building confidence. And if there are things that we can coach you, no, areas that we can tell you that you need to improve, then we can do that. We cannot do that unless we listen to you, unless we see you, how you're responding to questions, how you're performing in a job interview questions. So there's some facts about nonverbal communication, and probably to your surprise that human communication consists of 65% nonverbal, only 35% consists of words. So halimbawa, 'di ba? If you're in a romantic relationship, you're having a week-sari date or a month-sari date with your partner, in a candlelit dinner in Rojas Night Market, 'di ba? Halimbawa, gano'n, no? Tapos, or even if you're in a group date with your friends and the like, ako, mainis talaga ako doon sa, alam mo yon, because what's important to me are the presence, the attention, and the communication, no, conversation with your friends that time, the moment that you're there, about you're eating barbecue, something like that, or you're drinking coffee and the like. Dapat ano ka, no, your full attention is there. Others are making kuri-kuri of their cell phone, others are looking around, the full attention is not there. So what I'm trying to say is that, yeah, maybe you're participating in the discussion, in the conversation, but your full attention is not there. So it speaks otherwise. Your nonverbal communication speaks otherwise. Your nonverbal communication shows that your attention is not there. So, pareho lang din yun sa date, no? Na, okay, parang hindi ka na interesado sa akin because your attention is not with me, no? 'Di ba? Your full attention is not with me anymore. So what are those nonverbal communication? These are the elements of nonverbal communication. These are facial expressions, So whether you're frowning, whether you're what, mugutik beauty or ano ka ba, something like that, no? The tone of your voice, okay? Sandali lang ha, kasi i-off ko lang aking phone. Aha. Paano ba to i-off? Ayan. Dako kay kang tao niya, mura kag manti anak og tingog, 'di ba? So it doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound pleasing, no? Interesting to the ears of your interviewer. So I suggest that you try to record your voice, no? And listen to your voice and then find out if ikaw mismo ganahan ka ba maminaw sa imuhang boses, no? And if not, then you try to adjust, no? Iba-ibang tone, iba-ibang level of tone and control, no, and pitch of your voice, your movement, no, your appearance, your eye contact, and your gestures. So these are important na elements of nonverbal communication that you have to take note when you're in a job interview, especially if you're in a face-to-face job interview. So what are the advisable body language during job interview? Make eye contact with the interviewer for a few seconds at a time, no? So, importante ang eye-to-eye contact. If you're in an online interview, then therefore you have to find out where is the location of the camera, no? And concentrate, focus your eyes there, doon sa camera, no? Ayaw sige tanaw sa screen kasi the tendency is that you're not directly looking to the eyes, no, of the person, the other side of the world. All right? You smile and you nod at appropriate times when the interviewer is talking. Don't laugh unless the interviewer does first. Don't slouch. You relax and you lean forward a little towards the interviewer so you appear interested and engaged. Don't lean back. You will look too casual and relaxed. So, especially if you're in a face-to-face interview, no, ayaw isandig ang imuhang likod sa lingkuranan kay you look very casual. It seems that you are not giving any respect and any any allowance of respect to the person that you're talking to. Keep your feet on the floor and your back against the lower back of the chair. Pay attention and be interested. You listen, do not interrupt. So let the interviewer finish what he or she is talking about. Allow her to finish his question or her question before you respond to the interviewer. You stay calm even if you had bad experience in previous job interviews. You keep your emotions to yourself, no? All right? Not sure what to do with your hands, you can hold a pen and notepad or rest an arm on the chair or on your lap so you look comfortable. Don't let your arms fly around the room when you're making a point. Okay? Now, we said that attire is very important, and the way that you carry yourself in your attire, the color that you are wearing during the time, says something about a lot, no? Says a lot about your personality, about your preferences, and about your choices, no? So you have to be careful also because sinasabi natin na judgmental masyado ang tao, di ba? I mean, because what you're doing to yourself, your choices are of course a reflection of who you are, of your taste and of your preferences, no? So madali mo lang yan makita, no? Okay? In fact, last time we discussed about social media etiquette, no? Everything that you have posted in your social media accounts are also reflection of your feeling at that moment that you did that, no? Okay? So for the guys, number one in the list is that you can work with colors and layers. So why is that so? There's an impression that you people from that generation are have taste for fashion and style. All right. And anong good thing about that? No, there's a good thing. The good thing about that is that people from your generation have good sense of or taste for fashion and style. Therefore, you are very creative. No, very creative, and you are so concerned about what's proper and what's not. No, what's nice and what's pleasing to the eyes of other people. All right, make it sure that the colors, no, in the different layers are coordinated with each other. no? All right. So by showing, by wearing something that's in that sample, no, on screen, you are showing your creativity, your taste, your good taste for fashion and style. All right. Okay. Wait. Or you can wear a sweater and button down if the job interview happens during rainy season, or if the work requires you to move a lot, if there's a lot of mobility, lot of hopping from one place to another, lots of travels, no, if it requires you to travel a lot, then therefore you can wear sweater and button down. Why is that so? Because you're showing to the interviewer that you're the person who is always on the go. All right, always on the go ka. So even if you will be asked to travel to other places, no, uh, especially if it's going to be through public transport, then it's no problem to you. Okay, if the job requires you most of the time to stay in the office or face the top honchos in the organization, the bosses, the big bosses, the top executives, and the like, no, then what you can do is that you can wear a blazer, a navy blue blazer, a blue blazer. Now, why blue? Why the color blue? Because the color blue represents loyalty. And there's an impression that your generation, many of you are not loyal, 'di ba? You don't exude loyalty. Kaya nga nauso sa inyo ang kasabihang walang forever, hashtag walang forever, no? Nauso sa inyo na merong impression sa inyong henerasyon that you don't stick in one nook, no? You don't stick there in one area for so long, no? Parang ganon. Parang you are so adventurous. So, big sabihin, may question kayo of how loyal you are to a person, to an organization, or to something that you are doing. Now, if you want to stay in that company for so long, then you have to show that, you know, you're different from that perspective. So blue will help you a lot. Blue will help give that impression that you are loyal. All right? Okay. And another thing is that the color blue in blazer, you can match that with different colors of the pants. And you see the guy here in the picture, again, he doesn't lose the impression of good sense of style and fashion. If you're not sure of the kind of job, no, requirement, whether you are going to move a lot, whether you're going to stay a lot in the office, then stay in the safe zone by wearing a casual button down. All right. In that sense, you will never go wrong. And then you can go back to basics, no, wearing black and whites. Well, generally for the men, these are the suggested tips, no, and elements and things that you have to consider. If you're wearing a suit, then it must be solid color like navy, dark gray, or navy blue. You can wear a long sleeve shirt, and then if you're wearing a suit, then you have to wear a long sleeve. No, never wear a suit if you're wearing inside a short sleeve. No, and then belts, tie, and then you have their dark socks, conservative leather shoes. Do not wear a sport shoes, a badminton shoes, a basketball shoes, no, a golf shoes. Wear a conservative leather shoes. You can wear little or no jewelry. Students, what do you think is the most important accessory for the guys? Come on.
Watch
Hmm?
or wristwatch. Wristwatch.
Yeah, that's correct. No, so watch is an important accessory for the guys. So just like your attire, wearing something, watch speaks a lot about your personality, about your choices, about your status in life. No, so I suggest that aside from investing in a good attire, you also invest in a good watch. Okay, neat professional hairstyle, you limit the aftershave and neatly trimmed nails. For sure, the ladies would agree with me if I would say that guys with untrimmed nails, with long nails, are so yucks. No, I mean, you know, it looks like to me kanang laki gani nga na ay tagas kay nga kuko kay bituko, no. Feeling ko lang ha kasi hugaw mo gud na siya manuksok dito ang hugaw niya kit-kit-kit-kiton gani. So that's a big turn off. That's a big no-no. No? You can also bring portfolio or briefcase, especially if you're in a face-to-face interview. Okay. For the ladies, these are the suggested attire that you can wear during the interview. You can wear sweater and black dress pants, or you can experiment with button down. You can wear this attire if you think that the job requires you to move a lot. If there's a lot of hopping from one place to another, if there's a lot of mobility, as a requirement in the position, then you wear that attire to show that you're always on the go. You're a person who is always on the go. Now, if the job requires you, just like the guys, if the job requires you to stay in the office most of the time, then you have to be corporatist in your look, You have to be corporatist from the word corporate, corporate look. Then you can wear navy blue blazer and khaki shirt. Again, there's the blue blazer because of the explanation that the color blue represents loyalty, and blue is easier to match with other colors of your dress, no? And then button down and V-neck sweater if the job, if the job is into the technical field. Like for example, if you're into engineering, architecture, highly competent, something that requires high competence to a particular equipment, a particular machine and the like, then what you can do is that you can wear button down and V-neck sweater. Now, if you're into sales and marketing, ladies, what you can wear is that you can wear statement dresses. Why is that so? Because if you're wearing that kind of attire, you're showing the feminine side of you. And especially if you're with your boss, assisting your boss for closing a deal, signing a deal, or convincing someone to purchase your product, 'di ba? O yung mga lines na mga let me educate you, something like that, or let me convince you, then you can wear statement dresses because you're showing the soft side in you. The more that you're into soft side, the more that you can easily convince, the other party for them to be able to purchase your product, or say yes to your offer or to your proposal. um if the color blue represents loyalty, the color black represents authority, highly knowledgeable, very knowledgeable on a particular field. Okay, so if you're, for example, again into engineering, if you're into tourism or hospitality, or criminology, then wear something black or print cardigans. Hindi naman din siya pure black, but at least you can match it with other colors. But at least the black there attracts the attention of the interviewer and of the other party, and it will give an impression that, hey, this girl knows the field, very well, because the kind of attire that she wear during the interview manifests that impression. Okay. All right. Or you can wear black dress and tights. Now, part of the topic that we are sharing to our students in Caed 500 is entrepreneurship, because there might be some of you who are interested of putting your own business, running your own business. You don't like that you will be an employee forever, for a long time, for the entire period of your career. Then you can be your own boss, okay, by embarking into entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurship is working for oneself. Remember this, there are two types of employment. One is wage employment, those who are working for a company, working in an agency, in a government institutions. You have boss, you follow order from your superior, from your supervisor, and the like. The other one is self-employment, those who are running their own business, still employment, because you're earning something, you're earning income, you're contributing to the national development, national growth, national economic value. But at least the point there is that you manage your time, and you run your own business. So if you are interested to run your own business, start your own business, if you're interested to be an entrepreneur, there are qualities that you have to see whether these qualities or characteristics are present in you for you to be able to succeed, in this endeavor. One in the list is being risk taker. So find out in yourself whether you're a risk taker person, no? You're not afraid to take the risk. You're not afraid to delve into something, to engage into something that the outcome is not known yet, whether you're going to be successful or not. But what is more important to you if you're a risk taker person is the experience, and that you want to learn from that experience for you to become a better person. Okay? All right. That's the first in the list. So find out if you're a risk taker. The second one is that if you're willing to work hard, if you're a very hardworking person, you value each hour of the day, each day of the month. You are so concerned about output, no? You're concerned about being productive of every minute and every hour of your day, no? Third one is that you're passionate about pursuing a business idea, no? Especially if it's something new, or not necessarily something new, but something that's incremental, something that gives incremental value to an existing product. 'Di ba? Merong mga ibang product na okay, existing na siya pero I want to put some tweaking on it, no? Kung gusto mo ng coffee shop, then anong kaibahan ng coffee shop mo sa existing coffee shop? Coffee shop pa rin siya, 'di ba? I mean, pero merong iba, merong value added factor, 'di ba? Or feature yung iyong product that makes it something new, something interesting, something worth trying, 'di ba? Okay? You're not afraid to lose money, time and face, all right? You can easily bounce back when things fail. Ikaw yung tao na madali lang makapag-move on, 'di ba? So halimbawa kung nag-fail ka, nagkamali ka, no? Hindi ka masyado affected doon, no? The more that you will be challenged to work harder and achieve more and ensure that, same mistake will not happen again. All right? Physically and emotionally able to withstand the pressures. You're also resourceful. Yes, Madam Mitch? Yes, yes. You're resourceful and innovative, no? You can envision the future. Makita mo, meron ka, hindi ko naman sinasabi na dapat madam auring ka or mananagna ka, no, na makita mo ang future, but at least you view, you draw your own destiny, all right? You shape your own future, 'di ba? You want to manage your own future, 'di ba? You don't stick to luck, all right? Knows how to sell and market, and you can handle money well. You are not splurge, okay? All right. So what does it take to become an entrepreneur? You assess yourself. I have given you the qualities of being an entrepreneur, and check whether most of those lists or majority of those lists are present in you. And then if most are not in you, then probably entrepreneurship is not for you. No? You study the business that you want to go into. Do not just dive in, no, of something that is so unknown to you, something that is so foreign to you, no? Palihuro na kung mulangoy ka sa pool, no, maambak ka sa pool or sa dagat, check usa nimo kung unsa ba na kalawom or unsa ba na kamabaw, all right? You ask advice and ask for help. You try to associate yourself with people around who share the same interest and the same passion with you, no? Just like ako, I started being so, managing my financial aspect after reading the book of Robert Kiyosaki, no, The Rich Dad Poor Dad. It has changed my perspective. It has improved my management skill about my personal finance. All right? So, depende sa inyo kung anong priority ninyo sa life, anong gusto ninyo. Then you try associate yourself, no? Reading some materials that talks about this particular thing, because you want to enrich your mind, no? Your interest about this particular topic, all right? You prepare for both success and failure. Success is not a straight line, no? Caed 500 students, hindi pwede na dire-diretso yan. I mean, look at what's happening around, the political noise that we are in right now, so much bickering and so much polarization that's happening in our country, brought about by the recent political exercise that we are going to have. I mean, people have forgotten to maintain some restraint and some control, maintain humility, and we forgot the importance of relationship, love, and understanding. All right, okay, because we are eaten by, I do not know, no, I mean, it seems to me that there's a new sub variant virus that's that infect many of our friends and many of our Filipinos right now because of the politics, no? So we have to maintain some restraints and some humility. We should not forget the importance of understanding differences, no? Individuality, love, and relationships. Okay? All right. So microfinancing, if you're into entrepreneurship and you have problems about how to finance your business in the future, then there are some microfinancing. No, this is a tool for helping our entrepreneurs, no, sustain their business. Okay, so you can like go to different institutions, government agencies. No, this has been existing for quite some time, so no candidate can claim that if I'm going to win in the election, if you're going to vote for me, then I'll provide support for our micro entrepreneurs. No, hindi oy sus ikadugay na ana, di ba? So you can go to DTI, to DOLE, to the city government, no, to DOST, and inquire from them. Ay hindi naman yan siya ganun lang, no, nga magbigay ako ng pera para magkakaroon ka ng kapital. There are processes that you need to follow, but at least there are opportunities that will open doors for you, how to avail, how to have access of this credit financing. No, you know, it cannot be served like a silver platter, you know, but you have to pass through some comply some requirements and the like. So, okay, as I said that I'm excited. The most exciting part probably of our session this afternoon is your participation in our mock interview, because in that sense, the purpose of which actually is that, you know, the more that you participate, no, the more that you undergo yourself in a dreaded situation, being in a job interview, the more that you can gain confidence. And we have been talking about the importance of confidence in a job interview, because it reflects that if you're confident, you're also knowledgeable, and that you have no reservation about performing the job. All right. Second is that in our mock interview today, then maybe we can coach you on some areas that you need improvement based on your performance. That's why I encourage our students to really participate, volunteer. Don't be afraid. No, we understand that, you know, we have challenges in our discussions this time, in our session this time. Some of you are having problems in the internet connections, in your gadgets. Others are doing multitask, but your participation is very welcome. No, we encourage your participation. Okay. So remember this: that in interview there's the rule of three. You have to be very brief, articulate, and structured. How important structure is in responding to questions, because it will help you not to go around the bush. Having a structure in your answers will help you go straight to the point. So try to find your niche, no, whether you're comfortable with deductive style or inductive style. What do I mean by that? No, maybe your answers, you can start with a general view and then you cite an example, and then connect your answer to the requirement of the position and to the interest of the company. Or it may be the other way around. You can start with citing an example, a situation, and then you go to the grand idea and then connect that to the importance of the position, to the requirements of the position. The other one is the rule of marketing. When you're in a job interview, the most important part, no, or party in a job interview is the interviewer and of the company. And you are selling, you are there because you are selling yourself. You are promoting yourself. You are trying your best to, you know, find ways that you will be selected among the candidates. So therefore, do not forget what are the requirements of the position and the company, and how important your selection to them and to the position. Okay. All right. Um, We have discussed this, that questions will be about your qualifications, your interests, no, and your right values to work. So therefore, what are the questions to be asked? It's all about your life, no, your qualifications, your experience, and your character. It's all about the job, and it's all about the organization. If you will be asked what kind of animal you want to be, do not just say that you want to be a lion. Why lion? What characteristic that lion has which you can relate to yourself, and how important that characteristic to the performance of the job or to the vision and mission statement of the organization. All right, something like that, no? Or if you will be asked, for example, about different situations, then if you're sharing answers, then how important again your answers, no, and your sharing to the position and to the company. Okay, all right, I think we can start. So I'll turn over the virtual floor to Kate. I'll stop sharing.
Okay po, sir. All
Yeah.
right. But before we move on to the interview questions, maybe there are some questions now from our students that they would like to clarify first before sila mag-start og answer. So students, do you have any questions that you would like to ask Sir Ray muna before kayo namin i-ask? Sige daw. Let's see if we have some questions. Kasi if we don't have any questions, then let's proceed with the interview. Wala? Sige. So, parang wala naman so far. So hopefully you're able to understand, no? And you're able to get a good idea of how we should answer the questions, especially in terms of your nonverbal communication. So even if online lang tayo, still we have to observe certain parang nuances sa yung body language. Okay, so sige, since wala tayong questions so far, but if you do have questions for Sir Ray during the course of the mock interview, then don't be afraid to just raise your hand and let us know. Okay, sige, let's have our first. Do we have any volunteers who would like to try our mock interview? Don't worry, hindi naman kayo graded. This is for your own good. No, kasi next week, actually, you will be having a graded na mock interview. The one that we're having right now is not yet graded. Practice lang muna siya. Okay, so we have a volunteer from Sir Benji. Miss Eliza Watin. Sige, Miss Eliza, can you turn your mic on? Eliza Watin. Ayun, i-volunteer na ka ni Sir Benji, Miss Eliza. Hala, ang dili mag-on og mic. May consequence. Murag, bugat-bugat nga consequence. Sige, asa na to? Si Miss Eliza Watin. Wala. We have Loriza Rebuya. Loriza, please turn on your mic. Wait, don't worry too much, ha? It's not going to be it's not going to be hard. Like, we're just going to see how we're going to answer it. Mabuti na yung ngayon pa lang, may idea na kayo paano siya i-answer because next week, yun yung graded na. And then eventually in life, your job will depend on how you answer, no? So, sige. Loriza Rebuya, or si Mag-aso. Kaning ginapag-mention ni Sir Benji sa group chat, sa chat rather. Wala. Wala. Kaya kung wala, ako na po yung mangita. Sige, let's have Jamil Umag. Jamil Umag.
Yes, good afternoon.
All right. There you go. All right. Hi, Jamil. Good afternoon. Can you turn on your camera, please? Para makita po ka na mo. Sige, hihintayin ka namin, Jamil. Okay, perfect. Hi, Jamil. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
All right, awesome. I'm so happy that you answered the call. So you're going to start off this afternoon's mock interview. Wag ka sanang masyadong ma-pressure. But anyway, Jamil, before we proceed, could you introduce yourself to us and then maybe share with us your course and why you chose that course? Go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jamil Umag. I am a fourth year student of BSA, Bachelor of Science in Accountancy, and I chose this course. Uh, First and foremost, it was not my choice, but I think it's uh, the best path to take when because I'm planning to uh, be an attorney someday, and I think that BSA would be the best pre-course or pre-law course to take.
Right. Medyo practical, no? Kapag accounting. Para ano, pag maging abogado ka na, Attorney Jamil, in the future, no? Magpo-focus ka sa corporate law. Maraming pera dyan. All right. Sige, thank you so much, Jamil. So, ay, sorry, hindi pa pala ako naka-share screen. So, with that said, let me just share my screen and then we can begin with your first question. Are you ready for your first question? Yeah. Okay. So, by the way, Jamil, your perspective for this is, graduate ka na. So, you're applying na for your first job na talaga. Okay? Sige. So, your first question, Jamil, is what salary are you expecting?
Since this is the first job I applied for, I am more focused on being a part of the company rather than the compensation I would get. So I guess as long as it's above the minimum wage of our city, I would be more than willing to accept it.
Okay, above minimum. All right, next one, number 2, Jamil. What can you do for us that other candidates can't?
Uh, I believe that I have the capacity to produce outstanding performance for the company, and I would be an asset rather than a liability to the team. And uh, for some sharing, I was a student leader since I was on grade school, and I went through multiple regional and national workshops regarding leadership, which will be handy for me if given the chance to work with the company. Also, my career objectives and goals are in line with the company's mission and vision, which would be a win-win situation for us. And hiring me or giving me a shot for this position would be the smartest decision you will do for today.
Okay. All right. Next one. Jamil, one last one, Jamil. How has your experience in college prepared you for your career?
My experience in college was really surreal for me. It was the uh, pantry or the environment where I was molded to and honed for a better person holistically, and it was a great training ground for me to be prepared on the uh, corporate world.
Okay, great job, Jamil. So Ray, you wanna say something pa, or are we good?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, great job, Jamil. Thank you so much. Let's move on to our next.
Tagal nag-leave. Tungod kay Jamil. Gihawd.
Na-pressure sila sa imo, Jamil. Sige, let's have another one, another volunteer. Meron pa tayong volunteer. Sino yung nasa chat? Si Jason Manakap. Ayun. Gi-volunteer na ka ni Sir Benji. Jason Manakap. Asa naman ni si Jason? Jason, napaba ka or nag-leave pud kagapil? Sige, sorry, Jason Maniakap rather. Sorry. Jason? Wala. Sige. Can we have Kenneth De Leon? Kenneth De Leon, wala rin. Last chance, Kenneth. Okay. Could we have Oops, sorry. Could we have Jade Talolong? Jade Talolong. Wala rin. Sige. Okay. Sir Ray, permission po ulit, Sir Ray. For those na, sige, starting from now, the names that I will be calling, tas hindi sasagot, I will be marking you absent for this webinar. And of course, this webinar consists a big portion of your grade for component C. So kung absent ka sa component C, you know the consequence. Okay? Sige. So let's have a look again starting now. Absent na yung hindi sasagot. All right. Melanie Amoy. Melaine rather. Melaine Joy Amoy. Melaine. 3, 2, 1. All right. Absent si Miss Amoy. Next, Nelmert Solteo. Nelmart Solteo. Aguy, nga di man mo ganahan manubag o pangutan na. Very simple lang naman ang questions. Nelmart Solteo, wala rin. Okay. Sige. So I am actually noting down your names here. So I will be sending your names to your coaches to make sure that you will be marked absent for this webinar. Kung hindi sasagot. Okay. Could we have Russell Viernes? Russell Von Viernes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, there we go. Hi, Russell. Could you turn on your camera, please?
No camera?
Agoy, walay camera. Okay,
Sorry,
sige
ma'am.
na lang. Alright. Sige, as long as madungog ko nimo. Klaro man kaya ako.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sige. So, Russell, could you introduce yourself, please, and what course?
I'm Russell Von D. Viernes, and I am a computer science student.
Okay, so consci tayo. Alright, sige. So, Russell, your question this afternoon is the first one. If I were to ask your professors or your previous boss to describe you, what do you think they would say?
I actually don't know, but I think they'd say I'm a competent student when it comes to projects. And if you ask my previous boss, I think he'll say I'm I think a team leader. I guess that's it.
Okay, sige, a competent team leader. All right, next one, Russell. If you had to live your life over again, what one thing would you change?
To be honest, nothing, because like everyone says, what made me today is because of my experiences in the past.
Okay, so everything in the past, okay, has made you who you are today. And one last one, Russell. Hold on. Sorry. If you were an animal, which one would you want to be?
There are lots of good animals that I'd want to be, but currently, I think it's an owl.
Go ahead. An owl?
Yep,
Go
an
ahead.
owl, because I'm very productive at night.
I see. Para nocturnal. Yeah. Okay. Sige, thank you so much, Mr. Russell. Moving forward to our next participant, could we have, I see a familiar name, Brian. Brian Tanding. Brian. Kaya naman baka ni siya sa ako. Brian, are you there? Going once? Twice? Ang dili mo tubag, i-absent. Brian, wala? Okay, wala si Mr. Tanding. Sige, let's have Christine Bensang. Okay. How about si Jade? Jade Talolong. Is your mic okay na?
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Okay, there we go. Sige. redeem yourself, Jade. Could you turn your camera on, please?
Wala ko yung mic, ma'am. Ay, kuan. Camera, ma'am. Wala kuan sa PC, manggod, ma'am.
Okay, sige. As long as you can hear me, let's try. Introduce yourself, please, Jade, and anong course?
Hello, everyone. My name is Jade Talolong and I am a BS Criminology student.
Okay, awesome. So Jade, your first question is, what would you do if you are an HR and you have chosen one applicant while your boss really wanted to hire another candidate? What would you do?
If I were an HR ma'am, so I think madunggan pa ko, ma'am. Madunggan. Okay. Hello.
Go ahead. Yes, we can hear you.
So if I were an HR ma'am, so I will ask my boss that I have
Kaya yan.
wala. Dili prepared, ma'am.
Ay, dili prepared. Oh no. Can you imagine if mag-ato ka mga-apply kag trabaho? Mas dili mo siya matubag. Oh my goodness. Makulbaan yun dapat siguro ka.
Nabigla lang ko, ma'am, kaya ako din natawag. Sorry kayo.
Okay, sige. Let's give you a chance. Let's see if you can answer another one. This one. Kani mo ragsiyon sayo ni siya gamay, Jade. How many hours a week do you usually work and why? Kana daw. How many hours a week? Pila ka oras ka nagatrabaho nga no?
How many hours a week do you usually work and why? So for me, I can work 24 hours because in line with my work as a criminology, I can do even 72 hours as a work for me stipulated in the contract that I signed.
Okay, all right. Sige. Thank you so much, Jade, no? Nag-effort jud ka nga mag-on sa imong mic. Sige, tawaton na ako na siya. Thank you. Can we have... All right, si De Leon, are you ready na? Ready na ba si Kenneth De Leon? Wala jud siya. Okay, sige, pass. Let's have another person. Nabatay volunteer. Kung ay gusto mag-volunteer, i-on lang diretso ang mic. Yes, someone's... Raven More. Is that right? Did I say your name correctly?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Could you turn your camera on, please? Okay, there we go. Hi, Raven. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
All right, great. So, Raven, could you introduce yourself first, please?
So good afternoon, everyone. I am Raven Michael Morgan, currently taking up Bachelor of Science in Real Estate Management, fourth-year student.
Wow, okay. All right, so Raven, balikan na to tong isa question. Okay? Challenge accepted ba? All right, awesome. Sige, let's go back to the first question kanina ha. So Raven, what would you do if you're an HR and you have chosen one applicant while your boss really wanted to hire another candidate?
Okay, being an HR gives you responsibility to choose one candidate over the other simply because of how he or she performed in that certain interview or how his or her credential win over the other. So I would really say to my boss that he would just trust me and let me do my job of making decisions of hiring who is I think is competent for that certain job. That would be all.
Okay. Wow. Pack na pack ang answer natin. All right. Sige. Next one, Raven. Let's have another one. Do you think companies need B players or is it better off only having A players on staff and why?
I really think that there shouldn't be any such thing as A or B. A company should work together hand in hand in order to achieve or attain a certain goal. So having reserves for certain work would only just give a negative impression to the overall community of the environment of that certain company. So I think a collective work effort to attain that certain goal or to attain or to achieve it would really be a better option for everyone.
Okay, awesome. And one last question, Raven. I've seen applicants with impressive credentials and good years of experience, but why should I hire you for the job and not them?
Okay, so I know that I am an inexperienced in terms of credentials or compared to the other applicants. But what can I dedicate to the company or to the firm is that the relentless dedication of service to attaining certain goals that you would want me to achieve, and that I would inline or my goals, my professional goals are really in line with how the company and how the company would want to achieve them is what I could deliver.
Okay, awesome. Great job, Raven. No? Very good ang atong mga answers diha. See, kung pwede ta mag-plus points, mag-plus points ta, pero umantay ka plus points. So never mind. But thank you so much, Raven.
Thank you so
All
much.
right, sige. Let's have another one. Sino pa ba? Baka may gusto pa dyan mag-volunteer. Wala. Sige, I will choose another person. Could we have Dino? Jawa? Tama ba ako pagka-pronounce? Dino?
Hello, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, good afternoon. Could you turn your camera on, please?
Ay, mahina akong signal, ma'am, pag turn on ng camera.
Okay, sige. Anyway, go ahead and introduce yourself and your course.
Yes, ma'am. I am Dino C. Hawa, criminology student.
Okay, Hawa pala ang pagka-pronounce. Sorry. Okay,
Yes,
sige, Dino, your first question, Dino, is would you rather get permission from your boss before undertaking a brand new project or be given enough rope to hang yourself?
Hello. Yes, ma'am. For me, it depends on the condition or circumstances surrounding the brand new project, ma'am. And I think that it is more important to become easily adaptive to the environment or the situation I am in, ma'am. So that to weigh the option rationally, I should not allow things to go sideways regarding the project, ma'am. So
Okay,
that
wow.
would be all,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right. Let's have another question, Dino. Dino, which do you think is more important, to be lucky or to be skillful?
For me, ma'am, it is important to be skillful because skill will remain on me forever, and that will be useful for me. For me, in doing my job, ma'am, rather than being lucky.
Okay, and one last question, Dino. What is the important lesson you have learned from this pandemic, and how has this changed your perspective?
The important lesson that I have learned in this pandemic is that we all know that we are having that that we are having this lack of resources, and in order for that to gain that resources, we need to do very hard work in order to gain, so that we can sustain our daily needs to survive. So that would be all, ma'am.
Okay, great job, Dino. Thank you so much for participating. Sige, let's move on to our next participant. Could we have can we have Ivy Jane Alokin? Ivy Jane? Ivy Jane Alokin.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, there we go. Hi, Ivy. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Okay. On sa cam para makita na mo imong beautiful face.
Ay, ma'am, nag-busy ako, ma'am.
Agoy. Kani mga PC natong anong wala man ni mga kamera. Sige. Miss Ivy, introduce yourself and then your course.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ivy Jane Alokin. Currently taking a Bachelor of Science in Tourism Management.
Okay, tourism. All right, let's start the question for you, Ivy. Is where do you see yourself in 7 years?
I see myself 7 years from now to be able to I have already reached my goals and be able to do my preferred job.
Okay. All right. Next question, Miss Ivy. Do you have any questions for me?
No, ma'am.
Agoy! Okay, wala din naminaw last seminar ba? Diba? Ano si Sir Ray, you should never go to an interview and leave without asking questions. Okay, sige. Pagbigyan. One more question, Miss Ivy. When was the last time you broke the rules and what was the situation and what did you do? Miss Ivy?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead. When was the last time you broke the rules and what was the situation and what did you do?
I cannot remember when was the last time I broke the rules, ma'am.
All right, sige. Let's have another one. Could we possibly have Arthur? Saan na yun siya? Arthur, nawala siya. Sige, let's move on. Eliza May, I don't know how to pronounce. Eliza May Aunso? Eliza? Wala? Sige, wala. Can we have, yes, who's this? Sino to? Sorry. Okay. All right. Go ahead. Mr. Escudero, go ahead. Can you turn your camera on, please?
Ay, dili lang ma'am kay lag ang sky, ma'am.
Ano daw?
Lag ang sky. Cable.
Ay, lag ang sky. Sige, pero madong mga ko ni mo.
Ma'am?
Lag jude ang sky. Sige, Mr. Escudero, sige, answer this question. Same one. When was the last time you broke the rules and what was the situation and what did you do?
Gumon pa ko, ma'am.
Hello?
Gumon pa ko, ma'am.
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
The last time I broke the rules, ma'am, what was that? I think when I was when I was in senior high school, wherein we protested on one teacher because of what he is doing in our class. In the class, he was just sitting every time and then just giving activity without proper discussion. And because of that, we cut classes in his specific time of class, ma'am.
Okay. Next one. Another one, Mr. Escudero. If you will be hired, what would be your first 30, 60, and 90 days look like in this role? So first, second, and third months, what would it look like?
I think, ma'am, in the first month, ma'am, I'll be just going to learn from others, and try to ask questions regarding information that I am not yet knowledgeable about. Then in the second month, ma'am, I think I'll gonna try applying what I've learned for the first month and then apply it with my own skills, ma'am. And then on the third month, maybe I can improve my second month, ma'am, by adding some information or other accurate information, ma'am, so that in the third month, ma'am, I can excel and improve my performance, ma'am.
Okay, wow, that's a good answer. And one last question for you, Mr. Escudero. What do you think people from other generations should understand from today's millennials?
I think, ma'am, what people from other generations should understand from today's millennials, ma'am, is that millennials right now, ma'am, are somewhat bold, brave, and easily to be pwede Tagalogon ng ay kanang Bisayaon ng kani dali lang kay sila matingtal ma'am. Very vulnerable kay sila sa mga sa mga vices generations from other generations should understand that millennials are easily tempted, which means they can or they cannot think or decide from what they self also is gonna they are sometimes reckless ma'am. They do decisions that are very dangerous and not thinking about the consequences that they will attain after they do that ma'am, task or problem or solution. Ano to, ma'am?
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. By the way, Mr. Escalera, sorry I was not able to give you the chance to introduce yourself. Maybe give us your full name and your course na lang din. Nawala na siya. Sky is the limit na siya. Nawala na yun. Sige lang, that's okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Escudero. You did a very good job. Let's have another participant. Sorry. Let's see. Could we have Gerald Ray Biok? Gerald Ray?
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, good afternoon. Could you turn your camera on, please?
Hi, ma'am. Nagbiyahe po ako, ma'am.
Wow. Okay, sige. Your question, please introduce yourself and your course.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Gerald Ray Biok. I'm from College of Engineering, currently taking Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering.
Okay, awesome. So your question, Gerald, is how do you measure success?
Simple. For me, it's my content.
Okay,
I'm
content.
content. Yes, contented in my life, my job, and my health.
Okay, all right. Next one, Gerald, what values do you appreciate the most in a work and team environment?
Honesty. For me, honesty and responsibility, ma'am. Because without those two, you can never work in a team environment. The least you can do is you can do the job alone, and that's sad.
Okay, all right. And one last question, Gerald, how would you handle it if your boss was wrong?
For me, first of all, I will weigh the consequences if I stand up against him. And second, what are the benefits if the situation comes out, I'm the right one and the boss is the wrong one. So first, think clearly before you act. So it depends on the situation.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Gerald. Let's have another participant. Okay, ayun. That was the last one. All right. Sige, so thank you so much, Gerald. Okay, so yun. That's basically some of the sample questions now that you will be asked during an interview. And as you can see, hopefully you're able to learn from your fellow Caed 500 students. No, it's not really that difficult, but the moment that you try to answer an interview question, when you let your nervousness take control, mawala jud ka sa passing, no, mura kag maglutang, so di na mao ang imong matubag nga answer. Okay, if you were not paying attention, dili po kakabalo kung unsa imong itubag. All right, so that's why we have been telling you since the beginning of component B pa lang, preparation really is half the battle, because when you're prepared, no matter kung unsa ang question ang i-throw sa imuha, you will be able to answer it. Okay, so sige, do we have any questions so far in terms of answering our interview questions, or are we all good? Sabotable ba lahat so far na nabigay na information sa inyo? Sige daw, if sabotable in our chat box, please, can you give me a 1? Type 1 if nasabtan so far tanan mga buhatonon nato. I mean, in an interview. Alright, sige. Nakasabot po day sila. Shy lang sila. Alright, sige. Anyway, thank you so much to the students who volunteered this afternoon. And for those nga, kami ang nag-volunteer sa inyo ha. Salamat kaayo for participating. So again, those who were called out but did not answer, naandirya sa ako ang list, I will just be informing your coach that you were absent for this particular session. All right. Now, if you don't have any questions so far, allow me to, wait 1 moment ha. Allow me to share with you again my screen. And let's talk about some important dates and reminders for component C. All right. Okay, sige. So, ito. This is going to be our schedule. As I mentioned earlier on, today's mock interview is only a practice and it's not yet graded because the graded interview will be next week, okay? So your mock interview schedule will be on May 11. So you can book a time between 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. and you will be interviewed through Zoom. So mag-istoryahanay tangaing ani ato ang setup, no? And you will just be given 3 to 5 questions siguro, and then you will be graded based on that interview, okay? And when you have that interview, you also have to dress up as if nga nag-apply jud ka for a job, no? But we understand that siguro na uban sa inyo nga ang internet connection kay dili gyud nga nakanindot or mashay siguro mo no nga mag one-on-one tagpangutanan sa question. So you do have another option. So first one natin na option is ito, si Zoom sa May 11. No, your other option will be a TikTok video. All right? So, ma'am, unsaon na siya, ma'am? The first one is we will be requiring 2 TikTok videos from you. The first video that we will be asking for you is the job interview attire challenge, which basically focuses on your attire, the clothes, the what do you call this? Your attire. yung susuotin nyo for the job interview. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're gonna go over to TikTok, tapos hahanapin nyo yung song na Just a Touch of Your Love. Kato ganing rampa-rampa nga song nila. Kana siya, pangitaan na siya. Tapos you record yourself showing off your what you think would be the best job interview outfit. So for the guys, of course, you have to show off, for example, kung may watch kayo, may mga accessories kayo, pakita nyo yan. Or your shoes as well, you show your shoes. So rampa-rampa yun siya. Okay, and then for the girls, the same thing. You show us how you would fix yourself, kung naka-makeup ka, anong kind of makeup ang gagamitin mo, how you would fix your hair, what kind of clothes, what kind of shoes you would wear. You show the whole thing. So kana siya nga video, ang imuha lang sa nina ay mong attire lang ang tanawon, the whole body. Okay? So once you're done with that, you're going to upload that on TikTok and then put your full name and code in the video. So yung video mismo, makikita ko doon dapat yung name, full name mo and yung code ng yung class code mo. Okay, so dili siya sa caption but sa video itself makita na mo siya. Alright? We will be choosing the top 5 best interview attire for both male and female. So you will get a prize for this one as well. Okay? Aside from being acknowledged. And another one, the second video for TikTok is yung job interview TikTok challenge. So what we're going to do is, again, punta ka ulit sa TikTok, tapos follow mo yung account ng UMs, specifically UM Career Dev. Ito siya. Follow niyo siya na account. Tapos, hanapin niyo yung pinaka-recent na video of your coach. So, basically, pagpunta niyo doon, may mga videos na kami kasi doon. So, hanapin niyo yung merong code ninyo. And then you choose that one and then you duet that video and then you answer whatever question was being asked in that video. Okay, tapos again, your full name and your code, lagay niyo na rin siya sa video. Tapos use your hashtags dito. Don't worry, these instructions will be posted on your LMS man pa rin. Okay? So, yun yung dalawang options niyo. You could either join us for a live mock interview session on May 11, or if ayaw nyo yan, you can opt to have this TikTok challenge na videos. Kapag TikTok, 2 videos. Kapag interview, 1 lang. Kasi naka-get up ka na yan kapag mag-i-interview na tayo. Okay? Sige, and then after that one, reminders lang in terms of your career portfolio. I think you were already given instructions regarding your career portfolio. So please make sure to submit that one as well. Okay? So culmination day natin will be on May 18. from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock p.m. We only have one session. So wala tayong morning session for the culmination day. Sa hapon lang siya. Okay, so please make sure that you join that one because again, you will be required to submit an essay and the screenshots to serve as your attendance for that particular activity. So of course, kapag wala ka dyan sa culmination, lacking na yun siya na requirement. Okay, and you know what happens already if you have kahit isang lacking requirement lang. All right? So if you have any other concerns, please raise them ahead of time para before kami mag-submit ng grades namin, if ever there's something that we can do, magawan siya ng paraan kaagad. All right? Any lacking requirements na hindi inasikaso in time will be graded 7.2. Okay? Sige, do we have any questions so far or sabotable ulit lahat ng instructions natin? How about the deadline? Your deadlines, I guess it depends sa inyong coach, no? But again, the deadlines and the technicalities will be posted on your LMS. Okay? So please check your LMS na dito siya tanan. Ang link kung asan niyo ipang submit ang video, ang instructions kung saan ninyo ang video, ang deadline na dito tanan.